Is it okay to change the angle of an exercise on Pro Secrets rather than always shooting for heavier weight?
100%. This is proper curls. This is no, it's not. No, it's not. You pull that thing up. I'm fine with that thing coming up. Try different movements. If you're doing side laterals and your shoulders feel great that day, do round the worlds. I'm good with that. Remember, choose the body parts that you want to be great. And I know everybody on here goes, well, I train every body part 100%. Why?
Lack of experience can lead to some odd questions being asked.
The wrong questions being asked.
The wrong questions being asked. Sometimes just
that question shouldn't even be asked from somebody that doesn't know that.
Just work out for a year. You'll
most of the stuff, and that's why I think I'm getting a lot of this from the Titan check-ins. I'm getting a lot of, hey, I just want to talk to you more so I understand everything you're going. So the Titan check-ins is this. We're doing Titan Challenge 3. I'm going to tell you what to change and how to change it. And then you stay on that point, and then we're going to talk about that change. What it isn't, and I don't want to turn this into it, and it's never been said that it was, is that it's a coaching seminar. Yeah. And that's what I'm getting from some people is that they call up and they go, well, I want to know why this is all happening, how this whole program is functioning together. And that's not what it is. It's about me teaching you how to do it. And this is two reasons why. I've done this long enough to me telling you something as you're doing the process will not do anything for you. You doing the whole process, taking notes, understanding the changes, and going back and looking at it. Now you've done the process. You get to the end and go, wow, look what happened. Look what he did here. And now I can see my notes on what transpired. You will never forget that. You will never forget that. And Mona was saying this the other day. She goes, the point about working with me one-on-one is that you learn how to do this and that you can take it then and then leave me and move on and do this for yourself. That's the ultimate point.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we had like Scott was one of my clients and he's a professor and stuff. And he trained with me for a year and he learned during that year. He learned because of, like you say, here's the change. This is why we're doing it. Your body's shut down. Didn't ask a lot. Didn't ask a lot of questions. This is a professor at a university. Didn't ask a lot of questions. He went through the process and at the end he goes, I have learned. I am ready to move on.
Well, it's like Serge. He learned.
Serge.
Now he's spreading the love at Venice.
That's the ultimate goal. Because the ultimate goal for me, again, you guys know this isn't my livelihood and stuff. This is me just having fun.
You didn't even need to adjust that.
So I want you guys to get this, go on, move on, and teach the rest of the people. And so the person that was deadlifting, the sumo deadlifts, in 5 years, I can't wait for you to write me and go, Mike, the same guy that said I shouldn't do sumos because they're dangerous in a small range of motion, I'm now training.
Yeah.
And I've got those before. And I think it's the coolest thing in the world to hear.
Go for this.
Go.
Is it okay to change the angle of an exercise on Pro Secrets rather than always shooting for heavier weight?
100%. Wow, 100%. I'm fine with that. That's great. Also, I don't know why you have in there shooting for heavier weight.
Yeah.
That's an odd
That's
thing.
the part I wanted you to get at. Really.
Yeah, I don't. Again, somebody wrote me yesterday and it triggered me because of the fact he goes, hey, Mike, you always say go heavy with low reps, but I see you do a lot of high reps. And I go, show me one article since 1987 where I said only low reps. Never in my history have I ever said low reps. Only. So again, I say heavy weight for the rep range you're doing and the angles you're going. So again, I never said your goal going into the gym is only lift heavier weights. So that's not what we do. Again, it is absolutely not what we do. We go in and lift heaviest weights we can for the rep range we're doing and the angles we're doing. So if you're assuming that each week you need to get stronger, each month you need to get stronger, technically no. Each week you need to connect better. Each week you should change angles. Each week you should apply something to make it harder so you can't even do the weight you did last week. Those are more of what I try to get out. And I think Jeffrey put this up for that point that you guys hear one thing and then you, for some reason, get that stuck in your mind. So I'm so glad you asked this. 100%, everybody on here, try different angles, try different squats, try different movements. If you're doing side laterals and your shoulders feel great that day. Do round the worlds. I'm good with that. Remember, I will say this, I'm loving that each week until December, I have people competing that I'm getting ready for stage. Fun to see first timers getting on stage. This weekend, a kid that went to school with me, same grade and everything, is getting on stage for the first time in his life, and he's competing.
Nice.
Hank played offensive tackle, right side, for our football team, and we were savages. But now you jump forward since high school to today, and the guy is going to get on stage and compete. Love that. But the point of that is he's in his 50s. He made his whole life exercising and doing well, and now he's on stage. So again, I want everybody to do this for a lifetime. And as much as I love everybody getting on stage right now, that was a great question, because I want different range of motions for everything. And I also want you to do this. I don't want you to get comfortable with the terminology of what society says is the proper squat and the proper deadlift or the proper bench or the proper curl. If all you're doing with curls every single time is doing this kind of thing, I saw it the other day over at Coast at 3 a.m. I saw unfortunately, this person that shouldn't be coaching anybody, coaching somebody, could have been his girlfriend or something like that. And he's like, no, do this. And I'm like, both of you need a trainer. But he's setting her up. Again, there's no reason to do bicep curls with your elbows pinched back here. You know how they do this, and they teach you, this is proper curls. No. No, it's not. No, it's not. You pull that thing up. I'm fine with that thing coming up. The point there is this: move it around. Be a little looser than that. I don't want you so frigid. Okay?
Frigid
and
and fragile.
We were talking to Aaron. Aaron played Quicksilver in Avengers, and he's going to team up with us next week for some training, which is cool too, because I'm going to show you how to create the physique that you want, the superhero physique that you want. So a lot of you, I know this for a fact, train legs really, really hard. Well, for an actor, the energy wasted on legs wouldn't be necessarily good, because I need his energy focused on his upper chest, his upper back, and his shoulders. And so, and just so you guys all understand, you have so much energy, mental energy and physical energy for a day. And when that's all used up, you got to go back to sleep and hope that you regenerate, and then you get up the next day and go again. And leg day, usually, for my old training partner, Tito, said, I have to stop training with you because I've trained legs so hard that I couldn't have family time, and they were too sore, and I couldn't do that. So it actually took too much away from his family. And the point there is this: choose the body parts that you want to be great. And I know everybody on here goes, well, I train every body part 100%. Why? If you can tell me why, then I would say, okay, great. But if you can't tell me why, and you're going to just say, hey, I'm an animal, that's how I do it. And I get that a lot. Everybody I talk to that goes one-on-one at first goes, I'm an animal. I train everything 100%. Okay, that's technically not smart.
It's also bullshit.
It is bullshit.
One person, if somebody tells me they're training 100% every day, I guarantee their 100% is a joke.
I would agree with you.
Just one, they don't even know what they're capable of. They're not pushing themselves hard enough. No.
They don't know what 100 is.
Yeah, they don't.
So the reason why I say that is pick and choose your battles. Do you need big legs? If you do, great, train them. And there's a lot of guys that have skinny legs, and you need to start training your legs harder. But there's other body parts. Choose what you want to create. So when I tell you this, and I've done this a lot with the Titan Challenge 3, I said, hey, these body parts at 60, 70%, these body parts at 100. It's because there's weak body parts. There's body parts that maybe mom and dad gave you. Okay? And those body parts, you really don't need to train that hard. And let me get this off the table right now. If you go in and go through a workout at 60 or 70% and leave the gym, you're not less of a person. You're actually a smart person. Because I was in these 80s and 90s where around guys that would go 100% every single day. And by the time they were in their late 20s, they were already done with their career. So again, be smart about this. And that's what we keep trying to tell you guys. There's so much you're missing compared to the guy that says, hey, if I train in the morning, will there be less soreness? So that question, our responses to that would be, you can't dissect what we can teach you here. And now you guys are going through this. I think you guys can, or your guys are with us enough to do that.
Quick question. I trained a high schooler over the summer for football. He killed his season, and his coach said he wished I could train the whole team.
Right? Great.
Right? My question. We just started back, and I only have him a couple days a week. I'm having him go full on, heavier weights, 8 to 12 ranges, 3 to 4 sets. He felt destroyed today after chest. Am I heading him in the right direction given our time restraints? What is the time restraint here? Time restraint is he's only
gets him twice a week.
Twice a week, yeah.
Yeah, I would teach him what others won't. I would teach him to pause the squats. I would teach him to hold the bench. I would teach him nervous system training. I would teach him to eat more than anything else, like Jeffrey said, the continuous of eating. I don't think killing them is the best, mostly because it's, they've still got the season going right now. The season's still on. And if you only got him twice a week, yeah, right now is not the time to kill him because he's playing ball. It doesn't help him in the games. I know that it may seem like, no, but he works out like if he plays on Friday, because he sounds like he's high school, and you train him on Monday and Tuesday or something, it's still draining him because those football practices are tough too. I don't know what they are now in a snowflake world. But in my day, 2-a-days and stuff, they were trash. And during season, they were still trash. But I don't think they're hitting as much. Let's talk further about this, Frankie, but slow it down. Teach him the things nobody else will. To pause the squat and to see if you can get his attitude at such a young age to be okay with not squatting as much as he can, not benching as much as he can, but doing it in a better position. Like on bench press, take it down and hold it, explode. Take it down and hold it, explode. And when I mean take it down, I mean like slowly take it down. Don't just drop it and explode. So those kind of things are going to help him out athletically. Same thing for squats. Doing a full squat is not going to help him. Taking a squat down, pausing it, not on a box or anything, but just pausing it and holding it and then exploding up is going to help him. And you got to do that with lighter weight. Hopefully that helps. And also let me know about that blood work. Get that shit done, all right? He's got basketball? Oh, he's going to be a good athlete. Basketball translates to every sport. So if that's not his main thing, if it's a secondary, I always thought of basketball as a secondary. So the main things I wanted to do is football and wrestling, but wrestling and football, basketball was about the same time. But I would always try to go out and play basketball. And man, basketball translates to good athletic ability. Isn't that crazy? It's the one sport that translates, like soccer doesn't translate to anything. Baseball, same thing. It's kind of a skill sport. But basketball is quick feet, quick movements, and hip.
The only thing soccer that you do is just fucking run.
Lots of girls. Stay on point, man. Stay on point. Let's see how much that body changes. And let's see how much, Karen, this is a great time for you because you're so, Karen's like, man, it's been a couple of years now, but he is like consistent, does it perfectly, doesn't cheat, doesn't do mess ups, and stays to it. So I can change his program really quickly and easily knowing that what his body is doing. Mm-hmm. And so right now we dropped his carbohydrates from 500 to 200 and he put on weight and got stronger at the time. But now he's feeling weak. So if he is feeling weak and what's going on, there's going to be a whole bunch of questions that he's going to answer tomorrow. And I'll be able to understand what's going on with the body relative. Now, here's the great thing. Relative to how much of it is mental. Well, I was eating 500. and this is for all of us. You know, you're off season, you're eating so much calories and stuff, and you're like, now I'm only eating half of that, which is still plenty enough to feed the body, but I'm starving. Well, if you're starving, a couple things are going to happen. You're going to start tightening up quick. You're going to drop some water weight from the very start. All these little things will start happening. Now, if they don't start happening, it means that you're taking in the right amount of calories and maybe a slower process, but you were taking in too much, and right now your mind's playing with you. And so the health and fitness world, the mind will play with you.